Thank you for tuning into another episode of Radio Rohan. This week we got the awful news that Marcell Ozuna, one of the better Atlanta Braves baseball players, has been accused of domestic violence with his spouse. Some people are saying he's getting away with it. We're here to explain why he's not. We'll be back in just a moment. Thank you for checking out another episode of Radio Rohan. This week we're talking about Marcell Ozuna and the trouble that he got into this past weekend, where he was arrested, not allegedly arrested. He was arrested for domestic violence, allegedly getting into a fight with his spouse. Now look, we don't know the full story. That will come out over time. We will, as always in our criminal cases, reserve judgment, but we did want to talk about a few specific facts that we do know and what some people are already starting to talk about. First off, everybody understands that as a baseball player, this is a high-profile case. That's probably the reason why the police responded so quickly and in force. And in doing so, the police allegedly captured some of this incident on body cam. Now that's going to be a problem for the defense because even in those cases where the victim doesn't want to prosecute the claim, now we have police officers as witnesses. And they're already part of the criminal justice process, so you can't scare them away with excessive court dates or long processes. The police are going to be there throughout this case. So this is going to be a problem for the defense because they are going to be able to testify about what they specifically saw. The other thing that we're hearing on social media is the unfairness of yet another celebrity that's already out on bail. That's not what's happening here. We want to make sure that everybody understands exactly how the process works. Look, if you're accused of a crime, anybody can accuse you of a crime. If it's sufficiently serious and there's enough evidence to present the charges, then a judge will issue a warrant for your arrest, or the police can arrest you on the spot, but that doesn't mean you're guilty of what you're being charged with. So that's why you're allowed to post bail. That lets you sit out of jail and stay at home, continue working, continue with your life, while you wait the year or two that this case is going to take to get to the point of a trial. That's where you can prove your innocence. The system wouldn't work well if you had to wait in jail for 2 years before you had an opportunity to prove to the members of the community in a jury that you didn't commit the crime. So this is the fairest system that we have. Look, the bail, the bond that you pay, really does two things. The first of which is it's a guarantee to make sure that you're going to show up at court. So here we have a baseball player that's required to pay $20,000 to make sure whenever the next court date is that he'll show up. But there's also special conditions to his bail. That is that he can't be around the victim. You obviously can't intimidate any witnesses associated with this case. You can't be around her. You can't approach her. You can't even use family members to indirectly communicate with victims of a domestic violence case. So that is how the victim is protected, and there's no special preference given to this baseball player letting him out of jail. That's the way our criminal justice system works, and it's a pretty darn good way as well, especially if you didn't do what you're accused of. We're here to help defend you in case you have any unjust charges brought against you, or if you find that you did in fact have a lapse in judgment and did make some mistakes. We want to make sure that we talk to the prosecutors to get you the best deal possible to diminish the long-term and permanent impact of those poor choices. So if you find yourself in need of bail or bond, here at Rohan Law, we're here to help you. Call us today at 404-923-0446. Again, that's 404-923-0446, because at Rohan Law, we want to be your best friend on your worst day. What do you do with your best friend? You call them, you talk to them about the case, explain what happened. We give you the opportunity to listen, and then we help you with our 20 years experience to make sure that this just becomes a memory. Thank you, and we look forward to helping you.